Hey everyone, it's Dr. Kelly from Iowa Family Chiropractic. I wanted to talk to you today about the top 3 reasons why we see kids in our office, and most specifically babies. And we see infants for all kinds of reasons, from constipation and spitting up and colic and ear infections and all kinds of stuff, but there's definitely a few things that we see more commonly than others. So these are in no particular order. The first thing is breastfeeding difficulty. So this means that the baby's having a hard time latching onto mom's nipple. And sometimes a mom has come in because maybe a lactation consultant referred her to us, or someone mentioned that the baby might have a lip or a tongue tie. We also see babies post-revision. So if you have a tongue tie cut by an ENT or a pediatric dentist, we also see babies post-revision to help them recover a little bit better. When it comes to latch problems, most of the time we see that it's the upper part of the spine affecting the jaw so that the baby can't move their mouth properly. There's usually a lot of cranial issues that come along with that. So I have my creepy baby here just so I can kind of talk to you about this a little bit. The first thing that we always do is check the baby's spine, and generally we'll find a problem with the atlas, which is the first bone, the very top part of the baby's spine. Usually that has been misaligned from the birth process, whether it was a C-section or a vaginal birth. Usually that first bone is misaligned as the baby is birthed and not due to a way that they're sitting in utero. So we always check the spine first. Usually we'll do a very gentle adjustment there. An adjustment is generally fingertip, just pinky tip pressure right here, and just a little bit of pressure on the baby's spine. Most babies are very happy to get adjusted. It doesn't bother them. Then we'll also check the coronal suture, which is this one right here. Usually we'll find that there's a misalignment on one of those two sides, and that can affect the jaw joint as well. And then we'll also check inside the baby's mouth. There's a hard palate. So if you feel inside your own mouth, toward the front of your mouth, there's the hard palate. And we'll find that the baby's mouth is too arched sometimes. And we'll do some palate work and sometimes even show a parent how to do that at home in order to help their mouth move better, but also to help them get a wider, deeper latch. Sometimes mom will complain that she has a lot of nipple pain from nursing because the baby's kind of clamping down, or the baby's not pulling milk, they're not gaining weight, or her supply is dropping, or the baby might be very gassy, very fussy, spitting up because they're sucking a lot of air into their stomach. This can be true for babies that are bottle fed as well. They might be sucking air into their stomachs because they're not latching even onto a nipple of a bottle very well. The second reason that we see a lot of infants in our office is due to torticollis. Some people know this as wry neck, but it's where a baby's kind of stuck to one side, or they prefer to only turn in one direction. This is really common, and if you have older kids, you might even look back at baby pictures and realize that your baby was always turned to one side. Sometimes moms or dads are referred to a physical therapist for this, and I love physical therapists. They have a very warm place in my heart. I have good friends that are PTs, but generally in these cases, babies do not like physical therapy because it's uncomfortable. With stretching or with exercises that parents have to do at home, oftentimes the parents don't do it. So compliance is a problem because the baby simply does not like it. It's very uncomfortable. There are 2 things that we tend to see cause that sideways pulling. Now, it does look like a muscle issue, and that's why PT is often the first choice for medical doctors, because it looks like a muscle issue that's pulling the baby down and kind of tilting to the side. But we have to look at what is causing that muscle to contract. And generally, again, we'll find it's the bones in the spine that are actually pulling the muscle physically. So until you correct the spine, you can rub and stretch and do all these things that you want to, but it's just going to, if that bone is still misaligned, it's just going to keep pulling that muscle. So we want to correct the spine first, but really we tend to see it's more of a nerve problem. So when the nerve is telling the muscle to contract, that's where you get contraction. So until you correct that spine problem, it's not going to correct the nerve problem, which means the muscle will not relax because the nerve is telling it to pull tight still. The third reason that we see a lot of babies in our office is pretty boring. It's just for wellness care. I think we have some really smart parents who have been under chiropractic care themselves, moms who have been under care during their pregnancies, and they simply know, I want my child to be healthy. And as boring as it is, it's not super glamorous or exciting. It's just to keep kids healthy. We find that when babies get adjusted from birth, they don't have the same immune system problems, they don't get sick as much, they sleep better, they eat better, they're just happier kids. So really, truly, the reason we see most of the babies that you may see coming into our office is just for wellness care, and of course, that's our favorite thing to give to patients. Thank you so much for watching today. Make it a great day.